What's up, everyone? Welcome back to 1700 Somewhere. I'm Athen, and today I'm going to be drinking some beer. So, what this is I got a subscription box from the Craft Beer Club, or the original Craft Beer Club, but also known as Craft Beer Club. Either way, what that is, they send you every month either a 12-pack or a 24-pack, depending on what you choose. 12-pack is $39 a month. A 24-pack is, I believe, $79 a month. With that 12-pack or 24-pack, you get a selection of 4 different beers. This month, it happens to have been from 2 different breweries, and I do believe that's how they do it every month. But with that, you get 3 beers of each kind and 4 different kinds. So this month, they are doing a brewing company from Pennsylvania called the Erie Brewing Company, and also they're doing a brewing company from Kansas called Free State Brewing Company. What we're getting with them is a blonde ale called Bayfront Blonde. We're getting a American Pale Ale, which is Mad Anthony's, and then we're getting a, I don't know the fuck that is, alt beer. I'm assuming it's some sort of German beer, right here, called Ad Ale, and then you're getting a oatmeal stout, which is just plainly called oatmeal stout. Now, I must confess, I did get 12 of them. I've already drank the majority of them. These are the ones left. I wanted to preserve a few samples for this year, and that was all in the fact of research. But yeah, so I have actually drank one of these oatmeal stouts. I have drank the Ad Astra, and I have had the American Pale Ale. I have not had the blonde yet. I do believe one of our friends has had the blonde though. I gave him one. I don't know.
He had the Mad Anthony's.
Oh, he had the Mad Anthony's? Okay.
Yes.
So, but as far as I'm aware, I have not had the blonde yet. What I will say is the oatmeal stout is totally a stout. This one right here, which is an alt beer, which I could only assume is some sort of German style beer, that tastes like your standard IPA. It's fairly hoppy. This one right here is all in all straight up an IPA. It's got a 40 IBU, and that's a really hoppy, pretty good beer. Like I said, I have not tried that one yet. So now we've gone over the beers that they sent this particular month. Every month it's a different beer and all that stuff. They give you these cards that explain about them. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the other things. I'm going to read what they said about the beers, and then also with the entire kit, your first shipment that you get a couple free gifts. For me, and I'm pretty sure for everyone, I got these 4 tasting glasses right here, and then I got this really cool, it's actually a really nice bottle opener, and also they gave a subscription to an online beer connoisseur magazine. I haven't looked at it. I don't know if I will ever, but let's get into the descriptions for the beers. So starting over here with the Bayfront Blonde. This is 4.2% alcohol by volume, and it's at 17 IBUs. So that's going to be, it's not going to be very bitter. I'm going to say this is probably going to be something similar to like your typical American beer, I would guess. Says, doesn't get much easier in Erie than a sunny day by the bay, unless of course you remember to bring some Bayfront Blonde. This light-bodied blonde-style ale is golden in color with bright citrusy flavors and a pleasant honey-sweet finish. An approachable, well-balanced beer, the Bayfront Blonde is great for easy drinking and the perfect complement to a sunny afternoon. Enjoy with burgers, Thai food, and nutty cheeses. Sounds interesting, but they always kind of embellish on that stuff, don't they? You've ever noticed that they really embellish a lot? So this one I have drank, so let's see what they have to say about that. 5.5% alcohol, 40 IBUs. It is a fairly hoppy beer, so that makes a lot of sense. Says Mad Anthony's is named after General Anthony Wayne, Brigadier General of the American Revolutionary War. It is remembered that during the war, General Wayne was shot numerous times with lead-filled bullets. and his madness can be attributed to lead poisoning. The war hero died in 1796 and was buried in Erie. Mad Anthony's is an American pale ale boasting the perfect balance of malt and hop flavor. Pale amber in color, this brew is a great showcase of American hops. So I can say yes, as I stated, it was quite hoppy. I've had better pale ales from my area here, but it's still pretty easy, or pretty good. It's relatively good beer. So, and then you have the Ad Astra, which is 5.15% alcohol and 30 IBUs. It says, Free State's Ad Astra Ale is a deep amber-colored ale, balancing complex malt flavors, balancing complex malt flavors with subtle herbal hop additions. Its name, Ad Astra, is Latin for "to the stars," which is a nod to the state's motto, Ad Astra per aspera, meaning to the stars through difficulties. Ad Astra Ale is thus a reference and a thank you to those who work through difficulties, and a reminder to enjoy beer at the end of a hard day. This beer is well balanced, full-bodied, and the perfect beer to pair with food due to its lightly caramel and chocolate notes that marry well with everything from char-grilled meats to rustic pastas. I don't recall those flavors in this one when I drank it, but I'll see if I can catch those here in a moment. Then you have the oatmeal stout right here, which is rich with flavors of chocolate, caramel, coffee, and vanilla, imparted by a select group of 9 creamy malt varieties. The Free State Oatmeal Stout has a silky texture and well-balanced mouthfeel that comes from its namesake oats. Northern Brewer and Fogle hop varieties provide a hint of herbal and wood-like characters. It all comes together in this dark beer that is both wonderfully complex and downright delicious. It goes down smoothly, and on a chilly evening in the Free State, it simply can't be beat. I would have to say that yes, this one would be pretty good on, for like a winter beer. It is a really heavy, really hearty beer. I would compare it to something like a standard Sam Adams or a Guinness. And as I said with this one, I don't remember the chocolate and everything, so we'll figure that out here in a moment. Alright, so what do you say we go ahead and get into these beers? Alright, so first off, I'm going to pour them all. So we're going to start with the blonde. Going to pour it and make sure we see the colors. Everything like that, the way it pours. So since this is just like a normal blonde ale, you don't really want a lot of head on it, so make sure. We try to pour it without any head. Let's see if we can manage that. Oh, looks like I got a reasonably good pour there, didn't I? That was pretty nice. Alright, so that's the blonde. So we'll set that up to the side. I'll just set that there. Alright, so, and I'm going to mark it with its cap right there behind it. So now we're going to go with the Mad Anthony's. I'm going to go ahead and, I guess marking it with the cap doesn't do any good because it doesn't have the type, what beer it is on. Darn microbreweries. Alright, so pour this one. Again, this deserves just a normal, trying to avoid head pour. There we go. These ones all look quite similar. Right, so now we've got the Astra Ale. So this one says a deep amber, so this is probably going to be getting a little bit into the dark side, which you'd expect from an IPA, or what I would call an IPA. Yep. So this is more of an actual like IPA type beer. You got the nice dark amber coloring for it. And then the oatmeal stout. It's gonna look like
I
I'm
believe
pouring a
that
cup of
one's
coffee.
like very thick.
It is. It's a stout. Ooh. Spill all of them. So this one right here, the way you're supposed to pour stouts is you're actually supposed to make sure you get a good amount of head on them. So you're supposed to pour it a little more roughly, but I don't drink a lot of. Oh, well, I guess that's a reasonable pour for a stout, I guess. So I don't pour a lot of stouts, but as you would expect from a stout, it is very dark, very heavy. It's got that nice pillowy head on it too. So, all right. So now, how about we start with the blonde here? You know, I always told her I like my redheads better. So, anyways, here's the blonde. Let's give her a try. That is slightly reminiscent to like what you'd expect from it's. Honestly, I'm not quite fond of it, but it's similar to what you'd expect from like a Budweiser or something like that. It's really kind of, but it's honestly, it doesn't even. You can't, I don't really like it that much. I'll have to say that I don't really like it that much. So it's really light, really mellow. It kind of tastes like water. It's not. I wouldn't even call it as good as a Budweiser. It's just kind of blah. That's really all I can say about it. You can taste kind of like a subtle afternote of maybe wheat, a little bit of irony taste to it, I guess. I don't know, but it's. So we'll go on to the American Pale Ale. This one, I have tried this one before. I will say again, the first time I tried it, I wasn't hugest fan of it. But I mean, it's not a horrible beer. And either way, it's beer, so why not? But so let's give this one a try. See if my opinion changed me. It's got definitely got the hoppiness there. It's not the most hoppy thing. I mean, I can't say I'm not a big fan of it. It's tastes like any. Really tastes like any pale ale that I've had from around here, any of the IPAs, you know, the pale ales, but it's just I've had better, and I think that has to do with the fact that it's such a light colored IPA or a light IPA. It's more aspiring to be similar to like your Heineken's or you know stuff like that, but it tastes like typical pale ale. I don't know. Did I also mention I'm not actually a beer taster? I just drink beer. So, I mean, yeah. So, let's get over here to this guy right here, which is your amber. It's a nice red colored. It almost looks similar to some of the India red ales that I've tried around here, which I love. I love an India red ale. So, but this looks like a good beer. I have tried it. I only tried it once. I can't remember. I don't think I liked it very much the first time I tried it, but I'm going to try it again, and we'll see. I would have to say, I do that one actually so far out of all of them. That's the best one. That's actually a pretty good one. It's not as hoppy as I'd like it to be. It is kind of malty. You do have that malt flavor to it, the malt taste. But it's I don't taste that chocolate they're talking about.
No.
Not getting any chocolate. No chocolate. This one also claims to have chocolate, which I would believe. Also says you can get some vanilla out of it. Oh, caramel. Oh, that one also said it had caramel. I can see the caramel. I can kind of get the notes of caramel in it. So, but let's try this here heavy beer, the dark one, the meal in the glass. So now I'll have to admit, whenever I read a review about beer or something like that, and they say, "Oh, it's got the chocolate or the caramel or this note, or that note," never seem to actually really point it out. Like chocolate, I don't get any chocolate out of it, unless they're talking about a bitter like cocoa chocolate. Then I can kind of assume that because of the bitterness. But in general, I mean, excuse me, But no, in general, that's a pretty good beer. I wouldn't put it anywhere up there with like a Sam Adams or Guinness or anything like that because it's just not quite there. Even some of like the local beers that I've got around here, like there's a brewery called 10 Barrel that does one called Central Black that's kind of similar in stature to that, but it's way better. But the breweries here are just insane. So, but speaking of which, because of the fact that honestly I really didn't like any of these beers that much, I'm trying to be nice because a lot of people might like these beers. Like the brewery that does these two beers, Free State Brewing, was actually the first legal brewery in Kansas for over 100 years. So 27 years ago in
1989.
1989, it's right there. I could have said that on my own, but she said it. But in 1989, so 100 years prior to that would have been 1889. So they would have been first legal brewery in Kansas since 1889 at that point. So that's actually pretty cool information. They've been brewing for a while. So they're a huge brewery in the Midwest apparently, but I don't like them. It's not as good as any of the local breweries we have around here. This one, that's like a micro brewing company right here that's on the rise. And I would say they're pretty good, but I still just don't like compared to ours. But anyways, I'm canceling my membership with this company just because I just didn't feel it to be worth spending $39 a month for beer that I just kind of didn't really like when I could spend that money on other things that I will enjoy. However, I do intend to keep the tastings going. I want to actually from some of the local breweries because there's a lot here in Bend, Oregon, which is where I'm from. Bend, Oregon is kind of referred to by a lot, like the brewing capital of America and stuff like that, which I know that's not true because San Diego has a huge number of microbreweries and all that stuff. But there are a lot of breweries here. They say that Bend has the best water, like municipal water in the country for brewing and all that stuff. And, not to mention everyone just wants to be here, so that's probably going to bring a whole lot more brewers. But, with that said, I think I'm going to start grabbing a couple 22s here and there, and I'm going to I'm going to open them, I'm going to drink them for you. So, at this point, it looks like I have a lot of beer left to drink, and it's going to be a little bit challenging to do that on camera. So, I think I might need to be wrapping this up. And don't worry, I may not like it that much, but it's still beer in the end, isn't it? But either way, thank you for watching. Remember, go ahead, find that subscribe button down below. Like it if you liked it. Lets other people know that you want to watch it. Lets me know that you enjoyed watching it. Make sure you comment down below if you really would like for me to keep getting this box and everything like that. Let me know, and I will see if I can make it happen. Or you could even go over to my Patreon and fund me to keep getting this thing, because there's an option on my GoFundMe for that. There will be a link somewhere around me in like this area or that area or down here or up there. Who the hell knows? I'm going to put it somewhere though in post. But either way, check out my Facebook. Yep, Facebook. That's a good one. I've also started to become active on Google+. You can check me out there. I'll also link that somewhere. I have Rally Point, and I think that is about summing it up. I'm working on getting a Twitter. I'm working on it. It's getting there. Instagram, I just don't get Instagram, to be honest with you. And same thing with Snapchat. Maybe down the line at some point I might, do Snapchat just because, it's what all the cool people do. Even though I don't even... Either way. But, yeah, my social media, I'll have links to all that down in the description below. I will have a link to Craft Beer Club down below if you're interested in getting it for yourself. And, yeah, I'll put a link for that. There is nothing else that I could think to talk about. So I'm probably going to cut that out when I'm editing. With that, also, I recently uploaded a Memorial Day video. I don't know when I'll have this video up by. It may be before Memorial Day, it may be after. But either way, I am going to make sure that I put a link for it up in one of these two corners. So it's going to be somewhere over there. So you can go check it out. It's a great video. I'm actually also in the process of making another video for Memorial Day. So that will also be up in one of these two corners over here. So you can check that out. But with that, y'all have yourself a wonderful time, evening, day, night, whenever you're watching this. I can't even imply because you watch it when you want to watch it. But enjoy yourselves, and as always, it's 1700 somewhere. Zach signing out.